Okay, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night from wherever you are connecting from. My name is Antonio Sangio, and I practice and teach introspective hypnosis. And today we have Heather Gunn with us. Heather is not only a colleague but also a friend. We met a level two class of QHHT, and she already had some experience with it. She was kind enough to take my class, introspective hypnosis class, and I invited her to talk about her process. So, Heather, thank you very much for taking the time of to do this call and this short interview. Um, can you tell us? I know you have a lot of experience, and I don't want to miss any facts about that. Can you tell us about you, please, about your previous experience?
Oh my gosh. Well, I've been a registered nurse for just shy of 40 years now, and I would have to say that when it comes to my experience with hypnosis, it's really only been within the last not quite 5 years. I'm in my fifth year now.
Okay.
Um, what I find has been extremely helpful as, being a veteran nurse is the fact that for those 40 years, many of them I worked with palliative care and hospice. So it was a very spiritual environment.
Okay, I see.
And for me personally, hypnosis goes so far past the mind into the deeper part of the individual, which is spirit. It's all about the spirit and the soul. So my experience beyond my nursing is as a QHHT practitioner, as you mentioned, Antonio, and I thoroughly have absolutely enjoyed it beyond words.
Hmm.
And then when I found out that you were teaching introspective hypnosis, I was beyond words thrilled to hear that as well. And
Thank you.
managed to, oh, you're welcome. I pulled that into my toolbox, and now I've just got an absolutely splendid array of things to offer my clients. And since last year, I've also become a certified clinical
Hmm.
hypnotherapist. So, and I'm easing
Awesome.
my way out of nursing. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm very
Good.
happy.
Good. Good. Yeah. So now, if you look back in your life, you say you've been a nurse for lots of years. Do you realize that you have been in preparation for what we're doing now? I mean, you
Absolutely.
know how to empathize when somebody tells you about what problems they're going through, you know.
Oh, I can't tell you what my experience as a registered nurse has been. I've worked in the US and in Canada for
Hmm.
roughly half of my career in each country. And the bottom line is people who need help, doesn't matter where you live. You could live down in the Congo and you still need help. When you go past the body,
Right.
past the mind, past talking back and forth, just standard talk therapy,
Hmm.
into where the seat of the individual lies down within them,
Hmm.
amazing things happen.
That's true.
Amazing things. Yeah.
I don't agree. So, introspective hypnosis. Some people that might follow you, follow Alba, or follow myself, um, might know what introspective hypnosis is already. But for those that are just watching this video, they don't know what that means. Introspective hypnosis is a hypnosis method that has several techniques within it. It has role change, forgiveness therapy, past life regression, a little bit of Ericksonian hypnosis, and what I call spiritual assistance, not also known as spirit releasement, right? When we deal with energies attached to the
Hmm.
energetic body. So that is what introspective hypnosis is, and it's very flexible. And I've been enjoying it since I learned it, and I've been practicing for some time already, and it's been great. Now I'm teaching it. So now I'm going to ask you, Heather, what motivated you to learn introspective hypnosis? What attracted you from it?
I was attracted to it. Well, as you said earlier, Antonio, we are colleagues and friends as well. And as soon as I heard from Alba that you are actually teaching this, I thought, that's a course I want to take because I highly
Thank you.
respect you as
Thank
an
you.
individual. You're so welcome, and I mean that very sincerely. What attracted me to it was the fact that it's very it's very open. It's a very open system,
Mhm.
and it encourages the individual to bring in experiences that they have with other modalities and such, and that it doesn't restrict us in any way. I really appreciated that, and it has been very, very helpful for me to add that really big tool to my toolbox as a regression hypnotherapist.
Okay, good. Yeah, so people might not know um, when we say that a technique is kind of restrictive, they might not know what we're referring to. There are different techniques. We're not
Hmm.
saying any names. We have different techniques where you need to follow a step by step.
Hmm.
You need to follow those steps during the session. You cannot deviate from those. In introspective hypnosis, when I learned this from Aurelio Mejia, one of my teachers from Colombia, um, he didn't teach me steps, but I needed to create 6 steps in order to be able to teach this and explain it and make it like a system or create a structure, right? And the beauty of this is that you can accommodate those steps according to the needs of the session. So it's not restricted. It is very open, and we encourage everybody to be creative, be proactive, and to bring their own techniques as long as you keep kind of the ultimate goal, which is looking for the origin of psychosomatic symptoms. That's what we're
Right.
dealing with, psychosomatic symptoms, symptoms that are caused by repressed emotions most of the time. And those could have originated in this life, in a previous experience in this life,
Hmm.
or they could come from a past life. So yes, I do enjoy that flexibility, and it seems that that is what you're enjoying at this time as well, right?
Very much so. Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
So, what do you tell us about the class? Your honest experience about the class. What is it that you like about the class? What do you think needs to be improved, or is it what too much information, or whatever you want to say about it?
No, I would actually have loved for it to be longer because it was such an enjoyable, relaxing weekend.
Okay.
Truly, it would be great if you could maybe put together an advanced class in the future, if that's
Okay.
something that might be, a possibility for you.
Mhm.
What I really enjoyed about it was the relaxed nature of it and meeting other people from around the world as well.
It's
I always
amazing, isn't
enjoy
it?
that. It isn't it? It is.
It's
It's just
amazing.
it's wonderful to have listened to all the different perspectives, all the different backgrounds and experiences that everybody has. But it
Right.
was it was lovely to be able to see them all on the screen and to be able to be very interactive with them throughout the process.
Like a real classroom, right?
Yeah,
That is the big
exactly.
difference.
Yes.
It's like I don't force, but I encourage everybody to turn on their camera, turn on the microphones to ask questions, and we interact with each other. One thing that I was not doing when you took the class that I'm doing now is, let's say we have an exercise, we're going to have a discussion about a specific thing. I divide the class into groups. I can create virtual groups, and they have their own virtual classrooms, and
Great.
then we get
Wow.
back together and discuss what they discuss on those groups. So it is, yeah, it's been working great, and I'm really honored that, and I feel blessed that it's been going on this way. As I was, if I'm not mistaken, I was telling you that the reason why I created the online class is because I didn't want people to come to Charlotte just for a weekend, because I know it could be expensive, right?
Yes.
But what I never thought is that people from different countries will start registering for this class. We had people from Israel, we had people from Canada, UK, Trinidad, Tobago, Bahamas. It's been amazing, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and about the advanced class, I never wanted, I never want to give impression to people that you need level 1 and level 2 in order to do this.
Hmm.
What you get in that class is basically all you need in order to start practicing, and then is practice, and you need to
Hmm.
dedicate time.
Hmm.
But yeah, I've been thinking about creating a class for advanced techniques that you can incorporate. It's not that you need
Exactly.
those in order to do introspective hypnosis, but there are
No.
some other techniques that can be incorporated. The ones that I use, and they get edited sometimes because, as you might have experienced already, introspective hypnosis sessions can get too personal. So that's stuff that we cannot put online.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
tell us, Heather. So after that Sunday, because I programmed the classes on a weekend, Okay, so not everybody else is doing this full time yet, including myself. So I programmed this on the weekends. What was your experience after you you finished the class on a Sunday? So what was your practicing process or the learning process after the class?
Oh my gosh. I was excited to try it, and barely days after I finished the course, I had an inquiry from Northern Alberta to do specifically an introspective hypnosis session with
Awesome.
me. And he booked his course, and the next thing I know, his girlfriend is here from overseas, and she booked with me as well. And
Hmm.
so we still have yet to do their sessions. We have to do them in July because
Okay.
of logistical reasons. But for me, oh my gosh, it opened up my view of how healing happens at such a deep level.
Right.
It just sort of broke open. I mean, as a QHHT practitioner, it had broken open for me in a huge way, but this broke it open in a little bit different perspective
Hmm.
because of the role playing and bringing the child in from the past and so on. It's somewhat more
Right.
interactive and so on, but it just, I'll tell you honestly what it did for
Okay.
me.
Okay.
I was on the verge of leaving my nursing career for once and for all. It's been a wonderful career, but it was time. It was time
Okay.
to listen to Spirit calling me forward to do spiritual work.
Hmm.
And by golly, taking the introspective hypnosis course was that did it. That did it for me. I knew
Okay.
then, okay, now I've got the comfort, the knowledge, two different perspectives, two beautiful perspectives between the IH and the QHHT
Hmm.
to be able to move forward. And now I'm nursing 1 day a week and doing
Wow.
full-time hypnosis, not only the 5 hour QHHT, but the 2 or 3 hour
Introspective.
introspective. And then also as a certified clinical hypnotherapist, I'm also doing 1 and 1 1/4 hour sessions for,
Hmm.
the little niggly things in life, the
Right.
things that are not quite so deeply impactful in the individual's life.
Great. Great. And now that you told me what you have been experienced, what results have you been getting when putting in practice all these new techniques?
Beautiful. Excellent, excellent results. And I kid you not, I actually had a young woman come here with a serious neurological disease and blind in one eye, and she got
Wow.
20 minutes away from my home afterwards,
Hmm.
and her vision was absolutely fine. It was fine. She had
Amazing.
been told, yeah, she went to the ophthalmologist after that only to be told he couldn't explain it. It's got to be one of those miracles, and I like to say it's got to be hypnosis.
Right. And interesting that you mentioned that. You know that Aurelio Mejia, my teacher, has I don't know if already 3,000 or over 3,000 videos on YouTube, mostly in Spanish, right? And I remember there was a young girl that went to see him. I mean, that was brought by the mom, and she had problems seeing, eye problems, and it was all emotional. After the session, she was able to see perfectly. So anything can happen during the session, but a lot of the stuff that we're feeling are caused by repressed emotions. Could be caused by things that we carry from a past life,
That's
and
right.
and, and I think that the beauty is that it incorporates introspective hypnosis. You can do past life regression. You can visit memories from this life and find the origin of those symptoms.
Yeah.
Um, what would you say would be the difference between the clients that you get for introspective hypnosis and the clients that you get for your other techniques that you practice?
Um, I would say in general, and I'm generalizing here,
Mm-hmm.
those who come for the QHHT are
Mm-hmm.
coming specifically because they want to experience past life regression.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, they do understand that the bottom line is healing, and Dolores Cannon made that very clearly. Folks, it's all about healing here. And as a veteran nurse, yeah, I agree
Mm-hmm.
with that. And so I tend to approach my sessions the way a nurse would approach it, and that is, okay, I'm listening, I'm listening, I'm listening. I hear what you're saying.
Hmm.
Yes, there's a lot of emotional content to what is happening with the body. Your body is just speaking to you, but let's look at this in terms of how we can make you feel better. Now,
Okay.
with the introspective hypnosis, I'm finding that people are coming who often, yes, they want healing as well. Who doesn't
Hmm.
want to feel
Of
good?
course. Yeah.
We all want to feel good. But with the introspective hypnosis, often some of them are just wanting to figure out why I feel this way right
Right.
now without having to go into past lives.
Right.
And it works. It
Right.
works.
Right. What's more, you can have an introspective hypnosis session even if you don't believe in past lives.
That's
So,
right.
so, yeah.
You know, I have to tell you, I had a neuroscientist here, and I think I may have mentioned this in the class, a neuroscientist who said, I don't believe in reincarnation, I don't believe in spirit guides, I don't believe in angels, I don't believe in past lives, etc. As a matter of fact, I don't really believe in God. And I said, why are you here? You know, the work that I do here is the underlying theme is spiritual guidance and spiritual healing and so on. And she said, because my friend, a chiropractor, came to see you and he is a different person. I want some of that.
Awesome.
That's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And
matter how we get there.
and what we encourage in introspective hypnosis is that it is to respect our clients' reality, if their belief system, and we use whatever they believe in order to accomplish that, the healing and finding the origin of that psychosomatic symptom. We're
That's
not
right.
trying to change people's beliefs. You know, if you're a Muslim and you want an introspective hypnosis session, we're going to respect your religion. We're going to deal with it in a different way. So it doesn't matter if you believe or not in past lives. This is not about that. So, great, Heather. Can I ask you one last question, if you don't mind,
Yes,
please?
certainly.
Um, your how can I say this? Your feedback about the inductions during the class. I taught different inductions and even
Yes.
suggestion techniques. Were you able to put them in practice? What results have you been getting with those?
Absolutely. The what I've done is I've kind of because I have that latitude within
Mhm.
introspective, I've taken sort of a mixed bag. I like to use the 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, opening and closing the eyes for fractionation.
Okay, yeah.
I also like to use well, something that I used as a clinical hypnotherapist, and that is turning off switches in the body, all the muscle
Awesome.
groups. That works for me as a nurse, you know. So I'm
Yeah.
talking about the gastrocnemius at work, but here I'm talking about your calf, you know, that
Okay.
sort of thing. That works as well. I also like to go through the breathing technique as well and count them down from 10 to 1. Very simple. It doesn't take anything convoluted.
It's
It's a
true.
very simple process, and it's about a quiet, calm, safe environment
Right.
where you take the lead. The hypnotherapist has to be the specialist,
You are the
and they
guide.
have to take control. They have to take control. So sometimes the client will come in and say, I want this and I want that. And I say, well, you know, if you're coming in with expectations to begin with,
Hmm. They need to come with an open mind, and
absolutely. Yeah,
what, yeah, one of the things that we review during the class, what I try to transmit during the class is we need to learn when and how to say no. Sometimes you get called from people wanting a la carte sessions. I want a session like that one. I want a session like your video on YouTube. So we never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's just come with an open mind, no expectations. If you're supposed to come here, it's for a reason. You might
that's right.
you might be thinking you're coming to get A from the session and you're getting B. But B is what
Mm-hmm,
you need to get from the session.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
I had a woman come here from Oklahoma, and when she came out of her session, she said, pardon my language, but I'll bleep it out. She said, holy bleep, that's like being asleep and awake at the same time.
That's exactly how it
I thought,
feels.
Isn't that great? Because we're safe when we're asleep, and yet we learn so much when we're awake, you know?
True.
So to pull it together, I think that explains hypnosis beautifully. But the nice thing about the introspective hypnosis is the fact that I can bring in other things
Of
with
course.
that, and use my little toolbox without feeling that I am overstepping boundaries. And that's a very important thing to me. I think the ethics of what I do, I need to respect whatever it is I'm working with. And if, for instance, if they come for a strictly a quantum healing session, I will stick with that out of
That's what
respect
we,
for
right.
the designer. Absolutely. You know, I think that's very important. But I also want my clients to know that there are other things available, and I want them to clarify for me, what are your expectations? And if you're coming for healing, please know that you may not know what it is you really need. So be open to whatever comes.
Right.
Whatever comes.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Perfect. So
Yeah.
before we say goodbye, and again, thank you very much for spending this time with me.
You're welcome.
Anything you might wanna say to people thinking about taking the introspective hypnosis class? Is it worth it? Maybe it's too short, or maybe it's too long. What do you think? Especially maybe to the well, we had people that learn introspective hypnosis without any hypnosis. I mean, background in hypnosis, and they're doing great already.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of people that practice other techniques, and they incorporated introspective hypnosis, and they're happy about it. At
Yeah.
least, I suppose most of them. What would you tell to somebody, or what would you tell them about introspective hypnosis if they're thinking about taking this kind of class or learning this kind of techniques?
You mean, what have I already told people about taking, and I know that they're signing up for it because they're excited. Two things that come to mind for me that I think are important to tell people about hypnosis in general is that what they see on stage hypnosis is stage presentation.
Right, right,
And that is not
right.
healing hypnosis. Even though it can help you quit smoking, it is not truly healing hypnosis. The other thing that I would say is that since I've taken introspective hypnosis, because we can make those relatively short or elongated depending on the needs of the client,
Right.
I have now started working with children, which
Awesome.
really blew me away. I didn't know. I have a lot of children coming with anxiety and fear of the night and so on. And by golly, they are walking out saying, I feel better already after one session. So,
Awesome.
you know, so be it, you know. So those are two eye openers for me, I think.
So, Heather, I would like to stay with you a couple more minutes on the call, but we have to say goodbye to our friends that are watching us.
Okay.
I want to thank you very much. Heather, you didn't have to do this. I respect you. You are my friend, you are my colleague, and I respect your job. You're awesome. And
No, thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you again for taking the time to do this call with me, to have this call.
My pleasure. Thank you, Antonio.
Thank you. And we're going to say bye to everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.